This is the final part of the tutorial, and this deals with the Alembic plugin. I hope I'm saying that, I'm not real sure how it's pronounced. You will need to have the tutorial, the plugin installed. I'll put in a link in the description for it. So well, if you're in the Pentium Platinum Club, you'll get it for quite a bit cheaper at the moment. So it's down to $50. What's it used for? What is its basic purpose? It's an open source format, but its main purpose really is to transfer vertex data. So if you've animated a character inside Daz, then you can export the position and the data of all the vertex points out, and then use them in other programs to render out that animation. The only drawback with Alembic Exporter, it doesn't really do the materials. You have to make up those materials yourself and then apply it. It sort of has a placeholder for all the materials, and which you've got to apply already pre-made materials. Well, that's the best way I can describe it. What sort of programs will it export to? Well, OctaneRender for a start. Here's a shot of it in Modo that I did with Genesis 2 Male, and I just did a quick creeping walk cycle with that. So that's sort of what it does. There's no bones involved, nothing like that. It's just purely vertex data and position of data that generates the movement, which is quite good. First thing we want to do, load our friend Swampy again, and what we need to do is animate him a bit so we can export the data out. So we'll need, what I'm going to use here is Animate 2, and we're just going to do, say, which one? Let's see, lumbering. Okay, we'll use the sneaking walk cycle, this one here, and we just drag this up here. For this demo, I'll just do one, basically just one stride. Okay. Now, before you can export this data, you need to bake it to the timeline, and that's easy to do. All you do is right click, bake to studio keyframes, rightio. So just click that and go OK, and just swap over just to check to see, oh yep, that's all there, that's in. And we will just delete this from here. Now, it doesn't really matter the position of your camera, because you'll be using the camera from OctaneRender. So now that you've got your animation baked to the timeline, you better just check that just to make sure. Yeah, I know it's let's see, let's put in the range up a bit higher. I think it was 137, which will get us a bit more. Yeah. Okay, so now we've got our animated data baked in there. We're ready to export him. So we'll just go File, Export. Instead of using the OBJ one this time, we'll use the Alembic, which is .abc, and we'll just go Swampy again. Now I've tried a few different ways to export, and it seems to be that having these two checked is the only way that OctaneRender will import. You can click this one as well, which collects all the maps that go with your model, but seemingly we've already made up the materials and that with our OBJ export. We don't really need to do that again, and then just click accept. It does take a while to export, and the files are rather large, so be warned about that. Make sure you've got plenty of room for them. So I'll just pause this while that's doing it. Okay, that took about 2 minutes to do. So now we need to go back into OctaneRender and import it in. Here we are back in OctaneRender. Now what we want to do is import our Swampy again. Use Windows Explorer. This is the easiest way. So basically open up where you saved the swampy.abc file, and all you'll do is just drag him in. Now when you first get it in, you'll say, oh, where is it? Where is it gone? So but what you have to do is basically scroll your wheel down and keep zooming out, because for some reason the Alembic really brings it in huge. I mean absolutely huge. So you just have to scale it up. And also you'll note there's an extra little like a timeline dial in the scene now. So, and if you just drag that along, depending how powerful your processor is. Oh, it's making a liar out of me now. Okay, I paused it there for a little while. I couldn't see why it wasn't working. It is actually working. When you pull this along, see there's a little compiling scene there. Because there's such a huge amount of data in this one, it takes a while for it to compile. So there you can see he just snapped in position. So again, say pull it to maybe 1 second, and you can see it compiling again. So it is a bit slow to do, and you can see he moved again. Oh, we need to zoom him in a bit. Right, as you can see, he hasn't got any materials on him whatsoever, and you're saying, well, that's useless. But if you look on the left, you'll see all these DZ materials, and they're just references to So we're let's see, the roots would be part of the vines, leaf would be on the vines as well. You've got your standard torso, hips, neck, all that are really references for but there's nothing assigned to them. You go over there, there's nothing assigned to them. So what you need to do is import your original swampy OctaneRender one that we'd already textured and saved. So that's what we'll do next. We'll just grab that and import it back in. So to do that, we just right click on here, we go import. This is our original swampy one that we saved out. That'll take a little while to bring in. As you can see, it's loading all the maps, then the OBJ. So you've got your swampy OBJ sitting there. Just expand this and you can see all the materials, they're all filled out with, you know, bump and whatever. So what you basically do from here, it's a copy and paste type of thing. So what have we got at the top? We've got you've got your legs. So you'll come back down to your OBJ, look for the legs material. Where are we? So just right click, you'll go copy, we'll go up to here and just paste, and straight away you can see that it's pasted it on there. Now if you're familiar with Daz, you can save yourself, well, you know that the leg and the arms and hands and feet are all the same material, so you can just I think shoulder, we just paste on there. We can go to foot, where are we? And feet as well. Next we'll go down to torso. Oh no, actually toenails. Just copy. Well, I won't bore you with me just copying and pasting. That you get the general gist of it, and all it is just copying from here and selecting your materials here and just pasting it. So after I've gone through that process, I'll just pause now. Okay, now I've copied over all the materials on him. We no longer need the swampy OBJ in the scene, so just click on that and press delete and reselect your ABC file. What we need to do now, we need to set up the scene. Right, now if you see this, see him going out of focus, that's because your camera target's probably somewhere in the middle here, and what you could do is just use the camera to target, to retarget him again, but then that keeps moving the camera to a different point. So what we want to do is refocus the camera manually. So click on your little current camera icon. What you'll actually, what we'll do, what we really need to do is introduce a camera render target. Okay, so we've got our render target in here. We need to hook up Swampy to that. Use your scroll down button. And what you'll need to do is just position him again. Also, we need to set the scene, the resolution. I'll go with my where is it? There we go, HD TV. Again, remember the control button and scroll down. Control button left click to drag the screen around again. Have it centered. And now we need to, he's out of focus, so click on your camera and we'll do, I think it's focal depth. So rightio, that's it. You can use that to focus him in and out. So and what we're going to use, we're just going to use ordinary daylight. So what I did there was click on the current environment, changed it from textured environment to daylight environment. Grab your little and just position this where you think it looks best. I think you can actually alter the color of the sky as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can. If you want to turn it into a pink, you just go down to these ones and just change them around to the way you think it looks best, but we'll just leave it in by default at the moment. So now we've got him all set up, ready to go, and what we want this to do is render out and play the animation. Actually, what you should do is scrub this to the end and just check where he'll end up in the final. Again, this takes a little while for it to compile. So rightio, he's he probably could be moved along a little bit there and zoomed in a bit. Then we'll say go to halfway just to check. And to the beginning. Okay, I'm sure there's a way to do it with the camera, but I'm a beginner like you guys, so I'm just learning as I go. The next thing we want to do is actually set the script in motion. So to set the animation in motion and send it and render it out. So we'll go to scripts, we'll go render import animation, and by default it will already have picked up the start and end times. For that it'll play for 4.5 seconds at 24 frames. So all you have to do is give it a place to save the animated frames. These are ones I've done earlier on, and this one I've already rendered it out. So okay, and then you would just type in your name, save, and then just hit start, and then it would render it all out, and then you would just exit from the animation. I'll just show you, now's probably a good time that I would save this project. So we'll just call it Swampy Walk. I'll just show you what the animation looks in its final sequence, and I hope you've learned something. Well, it's really for beginners, so professionals, you're probably laughing at me and the amount of times I say but I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see some of your animations come out. Thank you.